What's up, YouTube? It's Ken again. Thank you for stopping by the channel. I'm getting over COVID, so ignore my congested voice here. What I'm working with is our 2012 Hyundai Elantra, one of the cars in our fleet. And it has a coolant leak. And I did not think to bring a flashlight so that you could see, but right down in there, you can see the remnants of it. And it's been a slow leak over time. It took me a while to find it. So this is the radiator. I actually just replaced this hose because it had a very similar leak, and I guess I should have replaced all of the hoses, but it just goes against my conventional wisdom. You know, if the hoses look fine, then they're fine. It could have been an animal that actually got to it, and I'll show that in a minute. When I pull this piece out, that's what I have to do, is remove this. I think it's an air intake to get to the hose that is right here. But that aside, or at least we'll get to that in a moment, looking through the coolant system, obviously you want to check the radiator, make sure nothing's leaking on it. There's a little pebcock, if I'm saying that right down there. Can't quite make it out. Yeah, oh, there it is, right there. And that didn't appear to be leaking. The fan was running, so if you have an overheating issue, you might want to make sure that that functions. I have a scan tool that can actually command it on if I needed to, I'm pretty sure anyway. Checked this hose, it was fine, and then that actually is the thermostat housing, so I looked up under there. There are some hoses that go back to the car, the heater core inside, I do believe, and those looked fine. So yeah, you want to focus on where your coolant's actually leaking, and I did see it down in this area, and I thought maybe it was this hose, so I really scoured it, you know, as much as I could. And I need to clean it because I think it has some coolant that splashed onto it. But it wasn't that hose, it was the one over here, and it had just a small hole in it. As soon as I get it out, I'll show that to you so that you can see what I'm working with. Now, once we get all of that done, we're going to refill the system and burp it or bleed out the air. And I've got a special funnel that does that. I'll show that off here and that procedure. But yeah, you really want to keep an eye on your temperature gauge. You don't want your car to overheat. We might have gotten lucky. We'll see. I mean, I'll comment below if I remember to anyway, if this car blows up in the next 5, 10, 20,000 miles. Pretty much a brand new engine. The car itself has about 120,000 on it, but the engine was rebuilt at about 80,000, we'll call it. So it's got about 40,000 on it. So fingers crossed that we didn't destroy the engine by letting it overheat, and then we cooled it down, and then we were really close to home, so we just drove it a little bit after it cooled down. But it's never a good feeling when you have coolant issues like this. So you want to keep a close eye on that. And for these Hyundais, you want to make sure that your overflow shows between your low and your full mark. And I think also, and don't open this when the car is hot, but you can check the radiator and make sure it's topped off as well. I don't tend to do that. I tend to look just at the overflow. But if you notice any green tinge around any of your hoses, or if you notice coolant leaking anywhere, address it ASAP. All right, I'm gonna get this out of here, and I'll probably show that on camera, maybe sped up, I'm not sure yet. And then we'll get that hose out. I believe you gotta push these little pins in, so I'm just using pliers. They kind of have a blunt end on them. And then once they're pushed in, I think you can get like a little pry bar, just using a flathead. To remove it. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, getting up under those pins is hard. And I lost the little insert there. Darn. Hopefully I find that in a minute. If not, I just ordered, I don't know, like 1,000 or so pieces of Amazon of these little clips. Just has an assorted kit, you know. It works. Of course, the little pen just went flying on me. That one I won't be able to find. Alright, well I found that pin. At least I got one of them. I'll have to replace the other, I think. Went flying into the yard. That just pulls out. Oh yeah, nice. That was just leaking antifreeze. Yuck. You know, your car could have problems on a cooler day.
What?
I said your car could have problems on a cooler day. It wouldn't kill it. Just saying, it picks these hot days to have issues. These hot weeks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like 100 degrees today. It's crazy. Alright, so there's that hose. Oh, tight confined spaces. How lovely. Okay, and that is a match. Got the right part. So that. Shoot. All right. I don't know which one's easier to do first, so I guess we'll just do this one. Let me go see if you have a bigger pair of these.
Bigger pair. Oh, yeah, I got a bigger pair of those.
Give me a big pair of them.
Yeah. Take a pick.
Let's see. Let's try these first. There, and stepping up to a bigger one. Yeah, that was necessary. Definitely get big enough channel locks. Talking to the camera. Wrestling on this hose. Yeah, that's good.
Get it?
Yeah. All right. So this is the hole. I don't know how it happened, but that's where the leak was. Now, before I put that little air intake box back, what we'll do is top this off. Let me get some water real quick. All right, so you can see I've got it back put together. Definitely spring for the bigger channel locks, because the small ones that I was using they didn't have enough lead in their pencil to hold those clamps so that you can get it all clamped down proper like. I have this funnel here, and this is specifically for bleeding out coolant systems. So I'm going to find the adapter that attaches onto this radiator. Got to match the lid. This is the idea. And it will be a perfect match. I think it's this one. Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Holy hot. There. That's it. Okay. So, disclaimer about this whole procedure right from the start. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm a DIYer, and you got to be really careful because coolant, you don't want it in your eyes, obviously, or your skin or anything like that. And it's not great to have all over your car too, like you see here. So if it can splash out, as mine did, you want to be away from it so that you don't get burned or anything like that. All right, so I already had some coolant. This is a 50-50 mix or a 1-to-1 mix. So this is a gallon. I just mix it with distilled water. It's already pre-mixed though. I've already mixed this. So you mix a gallon of distilled with your coolant. And the idea is to just fill her up. And I'm probably not going to have enough here, so I got another gallon of coolant, but if this is all that it needs, then great. I just highly doubt it. Yeah, you know what? Let's see. It's probably going to need more though, because by the time let me think about this. When the thermostat opens, it will probably want some more. Alright, so now we're going to bleed it. We're going to wait until the engine comes up to temp, and then we are going to wait until the fans come on, the radiator fan, and this should go down once the thermostat opens, if memory serves me correctly. But we'll see a bunch of bubbles come out of this because this is now at the highest point of the cooling system. And that funnel is no spill funnel. That way we can actually put all of that entropy back into one of our containers once we're done. There we go, more and more air getting burped out of there. Keep it going, 2000. And what I like to do is make sure that both the upper and the lower radiator hoses are hot, but you got to be real careful touching these because they are very hot. Okay, so the lower one is not warm yet, but the upper is extremely warm to the touch, hot to the touch. Do 3,000 again. making a mess. The thermostat definitely opened up because that lower hose is hot. So now we have coolant all throughout the system. Just burping a little bit more out of it. Made a bit of a mess when we were revving it up to 3,000 RPM. To get it up to temperature, it splashed out quite a bit, so we'll wipe that down. Be very, very careful doing this. But yeah, again, just do this procedure at your own risk. Be very careful. Don't get burned or let this get in your eyes, or anyone else's eye for that matter, or all over your engine. Now that we've got that all nice and done, we're gonna take the stopper and put it down in there. And we're gonna shut the car off. Go ahead and turn the car off. All right, well, I put it all back together. Obviously, I'm missing that clip that yeeted off into the yard somewhere, so I'll replace that later. But one thing to note, make sure that your level is between the low and the full, because we've had so many issues, I'm actually gonna keep it, at the full. And I like to just jostle this so that you can see the line. You might have to wipe yours off, but by jostling it, hopefully you can see it is up to that full line there. Rest assured, mine is up to the full line, even if you can't quite tell. And other than that, just keep an eye on your temperature and you should be good to go. All right, well, good luck with your project, and remember to give me a thumbs up if you like the content, and please consider subscribing so that you see future videos. As always, please also post down in the comments if you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.